coming. That's why it translates people together. Which power to win the whole together. Jack Kilby is unleashing people confidence with on this aspect within choice. The first breaking circle in our ability. It is really knows that this invention inside the world, innovation can be found. Smartphones, television, cars, the fact they have not had that today. It is because of this invention that cars are able, but smartphones or everything could not can be done together in a single path for being political transportation. With that can be won the Nobel Prize in Physics in the year 2000 for his past work at the ICCS. Today, as one, we try and develop knowledge that is changing the way we live and we function. In order to celebrate this 100th year of that changed the world, we are putting across our benigned welcome one of you once again to Kilby 100, the 7th International Conference on Computer Science at LBU. Ladies and gentlemen, please give us a round of applause for Kilby 100. This is part of the functional nature of the expressibility, gratitude, and human emotions. In order to express our gratitude and cordial welcome, I take this opportunity to accord the floral welcome to our I request Professor Vikas Verma and Professor Sami Anand to please welcome Dr. Walila. Welcome, sir. So, with us to please welcome Dr. Megno. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, let's give them a huge round of applause. It's an honor to have you among us, sir, and we look forward to this day with you. I request Professor Rachit Garg to please welcome Shri Vikram Singh.
कौन बोले क्यों बोले
Sir, this birthday expresses our gratitude to our person. Thank you so much for your time and efforts today. I request Professor Sami Anand to please welcome Shri Harsh Diwan. Ladies and gentlemen, please give them a huge round of applause. A man of excellence, the person who's been leading the university with 20 plus years of experience, an academic leader, a person who's had his publications in the field of sensor fusion, cryptography, performance evaluation, reaching security of full round, a person who's been there and making sure that he has numerous publications and memberships and participants to the conference and the workshops. He is a man of stature. Ladies and gentlemen, I request Professor Rajiv Sobri, the head and senior dean of Lovely Professional University of School of Computer Science, to please join us virtually. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a round of applause to sir. He's been extremely kind to join us virtually. And believe me, this day could have not been possible without his mentorship, his guidance, and leadership. He would be with us in a few moments. By the time we're trying to connect, I'm sure each one of you are excited for this Kilby 100, and you are indeed grateful to Jack Kilby for making us be here today. That tiny invention made by him over a storm of a day when his father was trying to connect with the amateur radio has revolutionized to what we are having today with us. So we mark the 100th day with Kilby 100 to pay our reference to him. We have sir with us here. Yes. Good morning, sir. Welcome. I think we're not able to hear you. If I could request the team to check on the audio, please. Not yet, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, kindly bear with us. By the time I think we are able to fix the audio, let me just quickly brief you that Sir has been a project manager with Horizon Financial Services in the past, has a doctor's degree of philosophy from Lovely Professional University. He's also been a system analyst and programmer at Overseas Healthcare. He has been a guest lecturer for various universities abroad and has a rich experience of not only an academic leader, but also an an administrative leader as well. We look forward to have the preamble address by Sir. As the head of school, Sir, we're not able to hear you yet. Sir has been a leading light for each one of us here towards research. He ensures that his insatiable quest to learn is passed on to every researcher, student, of the School of Computer Science and Engineering. He does not stop right there. He also moves on and makes sure that the light that he ignites for research and learning is carried on throughout the university by his administrative role as the head of admissions at Lovely Professional University as well. By the time my team is fixing the audio, I would like to thank each one of you once again for having here, being with us today for Kilby 100, the joint international conference with Russia University. It's an honor to have each one of the budding researchers come here and look through the path-breaking research that we are going to be talking about today. I'm sure the entire day is going to be full of learning for each one of us through various sessions. We have a lineup of various dignitaries who would come across and share their ideas on and valuable thoughts. I'm sure we would have fixed this in a bit. It's very wonderful. Yes, sir, you are. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome sir with a huge round of applause. Over to you, sir. Yes, sir. So you're audible now.
So I guess I'm still not audible. So perhaps we might have to cancel it.
So you're audible if you can hear us.
Asha, am I audible to you?
Yes, sir, you are. You're loud, clear.
I guess I'm not able to listen to the stage, but others are listening to me. That's what my WhatsApp messages are saying me. So I'll start with the start again. So good morning, everyone. Before I formally start, let me put on record my apologies for not being here physically. But of course, I have been talking to Rajat and the whole team over the last few days and talking about all this stuff. Okay, so, and I'm fulfilling the responsibility of making this conference hybrid along with other members who are online present. So, of course, it's an honor and pleasure for all of us to host 100th Kilby 100th 7th International Conference on Computing Sciences 2023. And I'm grateful to all the dignitaries who came here to face this event. First of all, I welcome our worthy Vice Chancellor, Dr. P.T. Bajaj, and respected Pro Vice Chancellor, Dr. Naviraj Gupta, for their presence. Your support and guidance have been instrumental in organizing this conference. Thank you, sir, and thank you, ma'am, for everything. I would like to welcome Professor Mikhail, Dean Institute of Mathematics, Mechanics, and Computer Science from Southern Federal University, Russia. Along with him, Dr. Yana and Dr. Oleg from Institute of Mathematics, Mechanics, and Computer Science, Southern Federal University, Russia. Dr. Velakan Raju, Professor and Director of Research, Padana University, Malaysia. Dr. Smakni, Dean School of Computers and Informatics, Mizan Tabi University, Ethiopia. Shri Vikram Singh, CEO, Entire Solutions Private Limited. And Shri Harsh Devanji, at GTM Quantify. Thank you all of you for sparing time out of your schedule and visiting LPU today. Thank you, sir. I also welcome and convey my regards to all the guests who are virtually present online, just like me. Thank you. Welcome, Dr. Akbar Ahmed, Dean MI College, Maldives. Dr. S.P. Goel, Dean, Faculty of IT, City University, Malaysia. Professor T. An Tran from Seoul National University, South Korea. And Dr. Kamalnath Samrakun, University of Adenia, Sri Lanka. Thank you, all of you, for being present online and contributing to the success of the conference. I also welcome all the participants of the conference who have contributed their research from various domains in the conference. We will be listening to them after this inaugural session. In addition to the members present on the campus, we have about 650 research scholars who shall be joining the conference online. Welcome, everyone. I'm also extremely happy for my student community who is witnessing this event today. because I feel they will have a great opportunity to listen from some of the best minds rather, from all over the world. Welcome, my dear students. I'm sure you will have great learning today. Kilby 100, this conference is to commemorate the incomparable and insurmountable contribution of Jack Kilby. Ashna already spoke quite a lot and gave us information about the same. Just to reiterate a few things, he was an American electrical engineer who took part in revolutionizing and realizing the first integrated circuit at, I guess, Texas Instrument way back in 1958. I strongly feel and believe that the innovation that they pursued revolutionized the IT industry, revolutionized the computer industry. So, School of Computer Science and Engineering under the aegis of LPU is paying homage to this great inventor by organizing this conference, Kilby 100. And this conference is 7th in the series titled International Conference on Computing Sciences. This time we are organizing it jointly with Southern Federal University, Russia, and Mizan Tepe University, Ethiopia. Professor Mikhail, Dr. Yana, and Dr. Oleg from Southern Federal University is with us, and Dr. Smegnew from the other university, that is Mizan Tepe University, is with us and addressing the dais. The joint effort of all the teams, of course, the team from Southern Federal University, from Mizan Tepe University, and from LPU, has resulted in good participation this year. I've been told that we have more than 2,300 submissions, which in itself is a record. So congratulations to the team for such a great participation. Of course, the submitted papers were reviewed by the technical committee, and about 25% selected papers will be published by AIP and Elsevier. So again, just like last year, we have participation from all the states of India, and of course, 3 UTs as well, and 21 different countries. When I say 21 different countries, it includes Russia, it includes China, it includes Egypt, it includes US, it includes Bahrain, it includes Maldives, South Korea, and many more. I congratulate the program chair, technical chair, and the whole organizing committee for putting a wonderful effort and having such a huge participation. I'm sure the event will be a great success. So with these words, I welcome all the dignitaries once again and convey my wishes to the organizing team for the success of the event. Thank you, one and all. Thanks for being here, and welcome all of you. Thank you. Over to you, Archana.
Thank you, sir. We are indeed honored to have you. It's been very kind of you to join us virtually. This could have not been possible without your presence and your leadership, though if it is virtually. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you once again. Now, may I request the leading light in the field of technical and higher education of the country, Dr. Naviraj Gupta, the Pro Vice Chancellor of Lovely Professional University, to please join us on stage for the address. Ladies and gentlemen, please give him a huge round of applause. His research-focused approach and insightful innovative invention of technology in education has won him several accolades and laurels. He holds a PhD degree in bioinformatics and a flair for endless learning. His research interests are in the areas of robotics, mechatronics. May I request you to please join us on the dais, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Archana. Thank you so very much for giving this opportunity. Good morning, everybody. Why all the time I need to ask you once again to be more energetic? I said, good morning, everybody. I don't know what to say. Let's give a huge round of applause for all the people who have come so long and so far. Give a huge round of applause. Ms. Archana and Dr. Rajiv Sopti has already talked about the magnanimity and the volume of Kilby 100. There are 3-4 points which I need to deliberate and discuss with all of you on this very August occasion of the day. The very first thing is that, may I ask you to please be a little quieter? That this conference is earmarking and commemorating the centenary, and we are celebrating the 100th birthday celebration of Kilby 100. Give a good round of applause for its contribution. The biggest learning from Jack Kilby, we all need to understand, we all really need to understand that small little thing, one small observation, one minuscule experimentation can lead to game-changing technology for the entire humanity and society. You all should know that he broke the metaphor of tyranny of words. I'll talk about what do you mean by tyranny of words. Tyranny of the words is a metaphor given before Kilby did his observation. Even a supercomputer like Cray 1 had 50 miles of wires running across because all the electronic component was to be wired and connected with each other. It was a huge system. And believe me, if Kilby might have not observed and done the experiment with simple germanium crystal and mounting an oscilloscope on it, when he passed the current on a germanium element mounted with oscilloscope, he passed the current, and that germanium crystal gave a perfect sine wave continuously. And that was the advent of integrated circuits, which we all use today. Very simple, very basic, very fundamental, primordial observation led to what? It started with miniaturization of electronic circuit. People used to call it as MECs. But now it is completely in our lives. Days are not far off that these chips are not just simply used in your mobile phones. Days are not far off. These chips would come inside your bodies as well. To regulate, to monitor, and to govern all your biological data. Think of that individual called Kilby. Very simple, very, again I'll repeat, fundamental experiment gave rise to something which has become the lifestyle of all of us. On this very day, I beseech you, I request you not to look to the rocket science. Basically, look around you, and the problem statement is just 2 millimeters away from you. Try to solve problems which are common, which are nominal, because nominal problem solving leads to Nobel Prizes. And in today's world, you do not have to wait for Nobel Prize. You can become unicorns overnight. If your idea is great, idea is grand, and it is solving the basic problems of humanity, overnight, you can become unicorns. And this is what I feel pride and privilege of this generation. That you are born in the era wherein your each and every effort can be taken into account in jiffy without wasting times. You can earn laurels overnight. I'm standing tall, and I have all the appreciations for the organizers of bringing people from Southern Federal Universities and the industry to this forum so that our students of LTU, can get insights on what they are doing, how they are doing, and how these students can pitch in and participate in game-changing technology. I wish Kilby 100 to be a grand success. Good luck. Godspeed. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. I must say that you're absolutely experience and that we have problems all of us. I am sure with your motivation, we would have many researchers who would come up and make sure that they come across with technological Faster Women Award. With that, I welcome ma'am. Thank you. Thank you. Honorable Chancellor Dr. Ashok Mittal, Member of Parliament and Chancellor of this esteemed university, and Pro-Chancellor Vaddi, Mrs. Rashmi Mittal, ma'am, in their absence, Pro-Vice Chancellor Professor Laviraj Gupta, Dr. Sopti, who is joined online with all of us, Professor Nikhil, Dean Institute of Mathematics, Mechanics and Computer Science, Southern Patrick University, Russia, Dr. Yana, Dr. Oleg, Dr. Valiappan Raju from University, Petrina University, Malaysia, Dr. Asmin from University of Ethiopia, Mr. Vikram Singh, Mr. Harsh, who is leading the largest company for AI and ML, the program chair, Dr. Rachit Garg, and the senior officials and the leaders from the School of Computer Science and Engineering, organizing secretary, Dr. Gurpreet. Heartiest welcome once again to this 8th International Conference on Computing Sciences 2023, organized by School of Computer Science, along with Southern Federal University, Russia, and Mizan Technical University, Ethiopia. I pay homage to the great engineer and congratulate the School of Computer Science and Engineering for hosting Kilby Thanjin. Professor Laviraj Gupta and everyone has said about Kilby's invention of microchip. And as I will continue from wherein Professor Laviraj has said about that you will not find the chips only in the computers or microcomputers or supercomputers today, but you will find these chips within the body. I'd like to give this example, probably I have quoted the same. Professor Kevin Warwick. Professor Kevin Warwick is a professor, neurosurgeon, neuroscientist, I would say, who is residing in UK right now. And I have witnessed that in 2011 in Mauritius in one of my conferences, which I have hosted there. And he did one experiment. This is for you, all of you students. I mean, I have that video also. So he planted one chip in his wrist, and the similar chip was planted in his spouse's wrist as well. And with that, he was controlling the thoughts. It was BMI, one of the invention which he has done. After that, he has removed that chip, and initially it was wired communication. The next experiment was without wire. He was controlling the same and through Wi-Fi, and now remotely as well. Dear students, I'm here just to give you 4 or 5 examples. What can be the era in 2030, 2050, where the computer or emerging technologies would be. You have all the great scientists and teachers and the leaders and researchers in front of you who are going to address various issues and emerging trends in the computer science and engineering. I'm here with only few. What would happen if AI would capture what you are thinking of? Of course, this is going to be in biomedical because I'm closely working with the biomedical. So suppose the paralytic patient is there and he's unable to convey his thoughts, what he needs, how it has to be. So 2 of my researchers have worked on how you can communicate with your eyes, there are different ways. But what else if all MRI can be collided and then from that you can retrieve what the human being is thinking of? Do you want such innovation or not? Probably all that what is in your brain and what you are not expressing, and so that every relation is goody-goody. How is going to be the social because every alternate person again, whom you are thinking of, all that would come in public. So just think about that AI can give you, what you are thinking of as well. The next I would talk about is innovation is, which I thought
which lot of work is going on. The third is smart lighting. Smart lighting again would connect two fields. One is electrical and second is, computer science. So that is going to be the integration, and smart lighting is, right now also huge work is going on, and I'm sure that will be out very soon. So that's the cross. And I'll read out words and some innovations from IEEE. So, which is the Apex Society again worldwide. It is being, it's the highest Apex Society for engineering domain, and which you all can be member of that. So, IEEE smart lighting is a cross-disciplinary the IEEE expertise to So, and the last but not the least is turn any surface into trackpad. Turn any surface for that purpose. It could be a fiber, it could be a cloth, it could be a surface that can be converted into trackpad. So surface acoustic wave sensors like cloths and countertops into touch surfaces. So if that goes, would be a wonderful innovation. So these are only 5 innovations I thought of. It's a international conference, and you are talking about the emerging technology. Let me, quote you as well. With this is for something for our international guests. Let me quote something about the LPU as well. So, although you all know, but then this is an university where we are offering more than 150 programs, and we have working on very closely with the industries. 400 plus MOUs have been signed. We have good ranking for Times or the NRF, which is and we are performing very well in the impact ranking as of today. Indian Science Congress, which was organized only or hosted only a private university, and that was LPU. That credit and that privilege we take. With this, at many fronts, university is doing. We are the trendsetters. I always call it, in many ones we have. And with this conference is 57th in its series in last 2-3 years, which we have organized, and 7 which is being organized by computer science and engineering. And I wish all the researchers, authors, co-authors, students, inventors, innovators who must have scripted down their papers and submitted in this conference to have a excellent and good research time. Please listen to all the stalwarts who are there, who have spent a lot of time while traveling. Research as well. With this, once again, congratulations and thank you so much for inviting me to be at this August platform. And below 30%, and with has close to 3% excellent submissions and industry speakers, industry involvement is there. So that shows and that shows the conference. The team of and for this conference. Thank you, ma'am. Indeed, you're absolutely right. We are the trendsetters such as you, and I'm sure with your words, we will be being sure that we go ahead and set new benchmarks. Ladies and gentlemen, I now Professor Institute of Mathematics and Computer Science from Southern University, Russia, to please join us for a keynote speech. Sir's research interests lies in nonlinear mechanics and deformable solids. He has been organizing and workshops and has got grants from Russian Foundation for Basic Research and also Russian Ministry of Education. Ladies and gentlemen, please give him a huge round of applause.
Good morning, dear officials, to you, dear participants who come here from different parts. I'm really happy to be here. It was a long trip from Russia to India, but I performed it. So now I'm here and I'm impressed by your university, by the people from India, and I hope that it's my first visit to India. I hope it's not the last visit. I think that our relations from my universities and lovely professional university will strengthen. So few words about my presentation about AI-based research in Southern Federal University and master programs related to this research. First of all, few words about my university. Southern Federal University is situated in Rostov-on-Don. You see on the map. It's 1,000 kilometers south from Moscow, and it's distance from Moscow 3,500 kilometers. As I said, not so easy trip, but we performed it. And Southern Federal University is situated in beautiful city, Rostov-on-Don. I like my city, and I hope that some of you will visit my city also as I visit now your city. And Southern Federal University has a rather interesting history. It was organized in Rostov-on-Don during First World War. It was originally Warsaw University. It was evacuated from Warsaw to Russia and organized as the first university in that south part of Russia. It starts a university tradition from Imperial University of Russian Empire, and now it's the University of Soviet Union. Nowadays it's one of the famous Russian universities. Later on in 2006, it was another process of joining several smaller universities. They were connected to the Rostov State universities, and now we have a bigger university. Our university is placed in two cities. It's only one example of in Russia when the university has two branches in two cities. We have campus in Rostov-on-Don, and the campus is situated on the famous Russian river Don. Maybe you know this famous Tichy Don of Russian Sholokov. And another city, already sea city, Taganrog, another campus. And some figures and facts about Rostov State Southern Federal University are presented on these slides. I will not say many words about this. You can see this information here. And if we speak about computer science, we have two divisions in our university. One division in Rostov-on-Don campus and second division in Taganrog campus. I presented the first one. Varovich Institute of Mathematics, Mechanics, and Computer Science. Joseph Varovich was a famous Russian mathematician, mechanician, specialist in mathematical modeling. He joined together a specialist in pure mathematics and computer science and created a research institute in applied mathematics in Rostov-on-Don. He was an academician, and nowadays our institute is named after this person. And going back to the topic of my presentation, I think you know that I think I don't need to explain in this room how artificial intelligence changed our life. ChatGPT now is so common word that we don't mention it. But of course, our Russian government, Ministry of Education and Science of Russia, understand the situation, and it's launched several projects, and one important interesting project to develop undergraduate and master program in the field of artificial intelligence. And our Southern Federal University won this project. And according to this project, we have to design, develop, and start, you see, 4 master programs in related to artificial intelligence and 2 undergraduate programs. And of course, a lot of teachers from different universities of Russia have to improve their qualification in this area. Last year, we started 4 programs. You see their names here: artificial intelligence, mathematical models, and applied solutions are realized in our institute. 3 other programs are realized in Taganrog, in our campus of our university. And what is important, regional consortium of different universities. We invite 4 other universities of our south part of Russia to join our consortium to improve the skills of both students and teachers. So you see, we have approximately 300 students enrolled in the master programs, and we also prepare improve the qualifications of several dozens of teachers. We do it together with our rather powerful. It's more well-known Sberbank as our financial institution, but at the same time, it is IT company. They call themselves Sber here, and together with them, we create so-called corporate university and teach teachers at this university. And of course, the designing and providing organizing master programs is impossible without research. And in this slide, you see a list of some topics according to Saival system that are performed in Southern Federal University in different areas of related to artificial intelligence. And I want now, in my short presentation, I want to present maybe couple of projects, because we have a lot of projects related to artificial intelligence. I am a director of the Institute of Mathematics, Mechanics, and Computer Science, and my background actually is not computer science, it is material science. So I now illustrate the applications of artificial intelligence to the area, to material science. So the first example related with this situation, the analysis of some features of atomic structure. These atomic structure influence all properties, both mechanical, chemical, physical properties of real materials, and it's very important to understand this structure. And to do this research, special technology, X-ray consorption spectroscopy is used. And by this technology, what we get? We get some plots. You see the example of such plots, such diagrams, and by analyzing of these diagrams, we have to restore the real structure of materials. What is the main problems here? First of all, when we start from theoretical applications, it's not so easy to design or to plot this picture, because to do it, you have to solve not so simple mathematical equations. There are some specific programs to do it. One of them is presented here, and it was written in Fortran language and existed for some time. But together with our researchers, we find a way to improve the speed of this program approximately 40 times. So nowadays we can speed up the process of solving the direct problem in several times. But anyhow, when we try to solve the inverse problem, the situation is not so optimistic, and only application of machine learning ideas to analyze the structure help us to reduce the number of times from weeks and hours to minutes and seconds. Nowadays, our system is presented as some special piece of software. It's you can download it both from our website or install as a Python package. It allows researchers, first of all, construct the spectrum plots, and then secondly, analyze these spectrum plots based on real spectrum plots from physical experiment, restore the structure of material, and obtain necessary physical, mechanical, or chemical properties. And of course, these results was also realized in some educational programs, and we have master programs, nanoscale structure of materials that combines the and computer science together. What is interesting, this program, the graduate design, and of course, some financial trades is usually based on that my I some of your students as a student of our university, and maybe we can send our students both universities and both countries from more perspective and more healthy. Thank you very much for your attention. I'm really here.
Recording in progress.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, please give him a huge round of applause for the world's history. With that, I now welcome Professor Jana Demarovic, Institute of Mathematics, Mechanics, and Computer Science from Southern Federal University. She's the Director of Master's Program of Mobile Applications Development and Game Design. Having worked with degrees of PhD from the Rostov State University in Russia, she has a keen interest in program languages of C, C++, Pascal. Her scientific interests are in 3D, reconstruction, data science, machine learning. She has been awarded various awards and has research publications from across the globe. She has publications of 114 scientific publications and 37 educational publications. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Professor Jana. Welcome, ma'am.
Dear participants of the conference, I am going to talk
to tell you about our research with my colleagues at our university. Computer vision for medical image analysis. Computer vision is applied in cases of not only detection, but quick and accurate object measurement. A notable example is medical image processing. When the image is taken, it needs to be handled by a human operator before it reaches a healthcare specialist. Normally, all measurements and checking are done manually. Computer vision allows
companies to automate and significantly speed up the process while ensuring a nearly perfect accuracy. Computer vision can be applied in the context of medical X-ray imaging for treatment and research, MAI reconstruction, planning, and conducting surgeries. Currently, diagnosing and treating of anomalies is done based on manual analysis of X-ray images. But the accuracy and reliability of computer vision can intensify this process. For instance, it can prepare the images and mark essential data points for further analysis. After implementing our solution, the waiting time service can be reduced from several days to several seconds. These results can be achieved by addressing most tasks that used to be carried out manually, but have been fully or partially automated. Also, we can provide quality which is much better than the quality of manual processing. Objects under inspections can have some parts that are undetectable to the naked eye. Also, when performing daily functions, there is always a possibility of human errors. There is always a possibility, resulting in less accurate conclusions. If you compare manual versus automatic processing procedures, the latter offers benefits of objectivity that surpass manual limitations. Human operators tend to have different approaches and levels of expertise. Also, the time spent on delivering faster results can be redirected to tasks requiring human intervention. Consider the application of computer vision to the task of automated diagnostic osteoarthritis. Osteoarthritis is characterized by wear and tear of cartilage. However, it is not visible on the X-ray. Therefore, osteoarthritis is evaluated by indirect signs. Narrowing of the interarticular space, the appearance of osteophytes and other types of joint bone deformity. There are following ways to diagnose osteoarthritis: quantitative measurement of the minimum, maximum, average narrowing of the interarticular space angle between femur and tibia. Combined use of spatial osteoarthritis atlases and use of spatial osteoarthritis assessment scales, Kaczynski scale or Kellgren-Lawrence scale. In the slide, you can see classification of osteoarthritis according to the Kellgren-Lawrence scale. None, no changes, doubtful signs, there is narrowing, with small sharpening or small osteophytes at the edges. Minimal changes, slight narrowing, single osteophytes on the edges on the articular surface. Moderate manifestations, moderate narrowing, multiply osteophytes at the edges, and severe changes. The joint spaces is not traced. Coarse osteophytes at the edges of the articular surface. Varying degrees of deformity of the epiphyses of the bones that form the joint. What is the motivation for the development of automated diagnostics methods? The diagnosis is highly dependent on the subjectivity and experience of the examiner. Some algorithms vision detection are based on higher accuracy neural networks. In our study, we explore the applicability of dense nets to the problem of assessment knee osteoarthritis severity. We consider networks of different depths, both trained from scratch and retrained on the ImageNet, and evaluate different loss functions to improve the training process. We have considered various datasets, but we choose the OI dataset because its structure was best suited for our task. The osteoarthritis initiative dataset is a standard dataset for research on knee osteoarthritis using radiographs. It contains an archive on clinical data from 4,796 petitions, aged 45 to 79 years. In addition, each radiograph contains information about the measurements, osteophytes, joint space narrowing, the age of the patient, the stage of osteoarthritis, taken from new experts. To solve the problem of localization the area of the knee joint on the radiographic image, we used a method based on the convolution neural network with SSD architecture. This architecture is a feed-forward network that returns a fixed set of outwards bounding boxes and an estimate of the probability of the presence of the desired object in these boxes. In the slide, you can see three-layer SSD architecture scheme. The last layer is a fully connected layer and a non-maximum suppression. The first layer of the network consists of a previously learned model of some standard architecture, for example, VGG or ResNet, and is responsible for extracting low-level features for the input image. In this work, for this purpose, a network with the mobile net architecture was used, previously trained on the common objects in context dataset from Microsoft. What is the reason for the choice? The choice is since this architecture makes it possible to archive to achieve an accuracy comparable to very deep networks, while having order of magnitude fewer weights and achieving a higher speed of operation with a comparable and acceptable for the task accuracy of operation. Oh, sorry. Okay, thank you. This architecture was specifically designed for use on mobile devices with limited computing resources and memory. To achieve performance in such conditions, the mobile net architecture was enabled using web-separable convolutions instead of traditional convolutions layers. The essence of such convolutions is to divide the usual convolution, which simultaneously performs both spatial and inter-channel filtering for each pixel, into two stages: convolution of each layer with a separate single-channel spatial filter, and a subsequent inter-channel convolution of the result with one-by-one filters. The second level of the SSD consists of 4 blocks of convolutions, each of which reduces the spatial dimensions of the input data, which allows you to search for objects of various scales. This is possible because the output of each of these blocks is then used for localization. Each block, in turn, consists of a pair of convolution layers, the first of which first reduces the channel dimensions of the data, and the second increases this dimension again, but at the same time reduces the spatial dimension. The third level is designed to calculate a fixed set of predictions for the coordinates of the center of rectangles, the probability of having an object of one class or another, and so on. Using convolution layers to exit each of the blocks of the second layer, and optionally the exit of some layers from the first level of SSD. Each cell of the feature map corresponds to a set of bounding boxes with the same and fixed position and different scale and aspect ratio. In the slide, you can see illustration of the choice of position for the study of the presence of objects on the feature map. On the left are the desired bounding boxes. In the middle is the 8 by 8 grid of the feature map. On the right is the 4 by 4 grid and the parameters on the desired rectangle. At the output of the detector, each such rectangle is represented by the set Cx, Cy, W, H, and P, where Cx and Cy are the coordinates of the displacement of the center of the rectangle related to the base position. W and H is this modifier for the base size of the rectangle, and P is the probability of the presence in the rectangle of the desired object of the corresponding class. As part of the study, the implementation and training of SSD on a dataset containing radiographs of the knees is carried out, and the results of the training network on the test set are compared with methods from previously published works using the Jack coefficient. As a result of localization estimation for template matching, a linear support vector machine based on a Sobel preprocessed image, fully convolution neural networks, and another existing detector based on Euro-V2 convolution networks. The obtained accuracy exceeds the accuracy of existing methods, and it's 94.01% for the Jack coefficient, equal to 0.75, and 100% for smaller values of the coefficient. The next step after the localization of the joint area is to highlight the contours of the bones of the knee joint on the radiograph, which allows you to perform accurate measurements
Recording
necessary
stopped.
to clarify the diagnosis. The developed method uses various image processing algorithms such as blurring, thresholding, edge calculating, active contours, etc. In addition, new algorithms are proposed for the tracking and contour refinement stages, which improves the accuracy of the main method. The first classical stage of solving the problem of image processing is the preliminary processing of input data using a smoothing filter to get rid of various kinds of noise. Traditionally, a Gaussian filter is used for this. However, it is proposed to use bilateral, which, unlike the Gaussian filter, preserves the boundaries, which is especially important in this case. This is achieved by specially selected coefficients when calculating the weighted average pixel, which, in addition to the distance between pixels, take into account the difference in intensity between the pixels. The next step is to calculate the edges of the image. For this, a combination of the Sobel filter and the gradient flux vector field is used in the form of the element-wise multiplication. The resulting image is subjected to edge thinning, non-maximum suppression, operation using the gradient. Okay. Further, the resulting image will be designed as G2. Next, image binarization. And the result of eliminating discontinuities in a binary image, you can see in this slide. The next step, the tracking of contours by the proposed algorithm. And the next task of our research is the eliminate breaks in paths. Based on the resulting set in a iterative algorithm for the searching for the corresponding pairs of breakpoints is performed, and the process of linking the border fragments is performed using the modified search algorithm, which relies on the gradient of the original image, direction gradient in pixel, and other available information. purpose area, an algorithm has been developed that uses an image gradient in its work. And in conclusion, I want to say this approach allows you to correctly process areas of the binary image that only approximately indicate the boundary of the object. Standard methods that do not take into account the image gradient values and work only with a binary version of it are not able to properly handle such problems area. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. With further ado, I request Professor Aldi to please join us on stage. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome with a huge round of applause. He's been a developer in Central Invest Bank and is currently working with Institute of Mathematics, Mechanics, and Computer Science from Southern Federal University. He has been keen interested in programming languages of Kotlin, Python, Delphi, and has scientific interest in management of robo-swarms, automation of business processes, data science, and automation of organization. He has several awards and achievements along with scholarships and grants to his accolades. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome him with a huge round of applause.
Hello, Sat Shri Akal, Namaskar. Now, I'm here the second time. That's why I a little don't know Hindi. So at first, I would say thank you for LPU for my invitation. It's a great honor to speak to this big audience. But here I have friends who supported me. So let's go. My subject is investigation by drones of territory without a global, without a signal from any global positioning system. Allow me to present an array of it. So I will discuss about possibility of excluding men from the process of study Netherlands territory. The signal from any global positional system is absent all week. Maybe I will tell you some history, but I have no time. Maybe I will omit it. So, robots can be used in the following areas: study of content of sunken ships, search for people under rubble, information of a scheme or case underwater or underground, obtaining a map of military facilities, formation of the landscape of the theater of military operation, and command and control of troops. We have two main problems. The first one is loss of communication. The second is reduced maneuverability. The relevance of this work is to save people's lives and health while they are doing the work to obtain images, to form maps of hard to reach territories. And so the purpose of this work is to find a way how to map how to reach territories without direct human involvement. So to solve this, to get this goal, I have to solve some tasks: to study problem elaboration, to find a way for solving mentioned above problem, to choose the most promising way, and to make the computer the first computer models. Some theoretical background I will omit. and some history also I will omit. I can say that robotics really started in 350 before Christ, and now we are here. Sorry, we are here. So I made my model in Java language because it's very widespread and it's more faster than Python. Many people know C syntaxes, and Java language has a C syntaxes. That's why I choose this one. So the model is the first model was presented on this slide. I have a console application. It has area 20 to 20 cells, and the map forming randomly. All for caves and space for obstacles. So I have 4 waves of using drone. I will omit the first 4, but I brief said about it. Drone with a cable link with the sensor controlling the machine. The second is a drone that independently holds transmitters and receivers, and after it can grow it. The third is a chain of robots that has a strictly hierarchy. The first a swarm of drone, and the 5th which I choose a combination of +2 methods. So some of them I will omit because I don't have much time. And now I want to talk about advantages of the 5th model. The 5th model is a combination with a chain of robots and swarm of robots. The main advantages is easy to control one robot that control the rest of us. The smaller mass of each drone leads to increase the living time without recharging, so time to life is more bigger. Easier to maneuver because they have no cable. With force, the operator could be involved to solve only some problems, and the operator should not control all robots all time. The 5th one, the operator has the ability to control the head robot, which controls all the rest. And the 5th or 6th, each robot is replaced by others. Sometimes some accidents reoccurs, and the drone leader can be damaged. So the second robot can be replaced. And I have one main disadvantage of this method is using several robots significantly increase the cost of operation. But the cost of robots is much more lower than the cost of human life or human health. So, a combination of 2 ways, a chain of robots with a strict hierarchy and a swarm of robots with artificial intelligence, which explores this area, is, I think it's more optimal. So I choose this one. And how it works. You can see the white spaces is unexplored cave. We start to explore the cave by one robot. And you can see the yellow space. It's information which the first robot took, and sent to control center. After it, the robot goes further. And he collects the next information, and next information he will send to control center. After we take the next step, and in a case when some robots go the
ठीक है ना? So मैं कहूँ मैं पढ़ाया घट पर पढ़ाया जाना ठीक है. So let's start with something related to the life itself. Once upon a time, a student of Socrates asked him कि life का ना secret of success की है. What is the secret of success in life? A student asked Socrates. Socrates ने कहा कि तू क्या ऐसा करी? So meet me tomorrow near the river in the morning. And when the student went there, Socrates was a very built up kind of a person, and he took him into the river. Student was not that kind of strong, and the moment the water get to the neck, the Socrates caught him from the neck and pushed him into the water. Till the time his face turned into blue. जो मरने लगे होगा इसमें कोई. And when he realized that now he was getting out of control, he kind of brought him out of the water. Student was very surprised. Why did you did to me? When I were you trying to kill me? Socrates said, you asked me a question. I was trying to answer that question to you. What do you mean? There is no secret to success in life. What was the one thing you were yearning for when you were under the water? In the air. When you will start yearning for success, the way you are yearning for air, you will be successful. So that's the secret of success in life. I'm trying to kind of, structure my dialogue based on the kind of audience I am having. I'm trying to, sitting on the kind of chair, I was trying to, take myself maybe 20, 25 years back. If I can meet you at the same bus stop where you are right now. And if you don't know where you are going, any road can take you there. कोई भी रोड पकड़ लो ना, जो पता ही नहीं रहेगा ਅਸੀਂ कितने जाना है. But I would say you guys are fortunate enough sitting in such a kind of a innovative university who himself is a success story, providing you a lot of opportunities and pathways you can choose from where you want to go. Do you agree with me or no? So do you know where you want to go in life? Yes? How many? Very few hands. There's a very good statement, very near to my heart. Reach high by Rabindranath Tagore. Reach high for stars lie hidden in you, and dream deep for every dream precedes the goal. Reach high for stars lie hidden in you. We are the product of our conditioning, upbringing, right? So right from the beginning, कहीं ना कहीं पे हमारे माइंड में होता है, मन में कुछ बनना है ना. कभी क्या बनोगे मुन्ना होता है ना, क्या बनोगे? So that's what this statement gives you the secret, the hack. Reach high for stars lie hidden in you. कि जो बनना चाहते हो ना, just take that desire out of your heart, out of your kind of inner self, and put that onto a piece of paper. Write that onto a piece of paper, and then break it down in milestone. जो थोड़ा goal है ना, write it on a piece of paper. Try to do this exercise like when you go home or go to your bed, and break it down in milestones, and start reaching those milestones one by one, and every milestone will take you closer to your goal. Dream deep, for every dream precedes the goal. That's what it means by Rabindranath Tagore. And since you guys are at a very, I would say, kind of like a nascent stage of starting of your career, and it's very important actually to where you are going actually, where you want to end up. We usually tell our people as well, because when we run our organization, I would say, though we are in blockchain, though we are in technology space, but kind of a objective of how to kind of guide people everyone has the potential to achieve whatever you want to achieve in life. You have the potential. Everyone, God has given that potential to everyone. पर जो अचीव करना होता है ना, वो जो स्किल्स चाहिए नहीं, that we need to learn ourselves, and there is no shortcut. Potential सारे को है, but skills चाहिए नहीं, we need to learn. May it be like a education, may it be like a professional qualification, whatever you call it. And we always recommend that, first of all, the moment you step out of your home, choosing a profession, choosing a career, choosing a technology or whatever you call it, you must know the end in mind, keep the end in mind. Very important. Again, once you have the end in mind, for example, you have a kind of chosen to be an engineer, may it be AI or may it be blockchain, whatever field it might be. You must know what are the different milestones you need to achieve to go to the topest level. And we usually tell our people as well that if you can't go to the top position of your organization, in any organization, you can not achieve that anywhere. If we run away from challenges, we will meet the same challenges in other organizations as well. We can't say that if a particular organization has a challenge and another organization will not have that challenge. In order to be successful, we have to achieve all those challenges only. So checkboxes जब हम सारे करने ही पहन there is no shortcut again. So it's very important that, like, if you are starting off an engineer, maybe a fresher, maybe an intern, first you need to know at what rung of the ladder you are standing. And what is the next rung of the ladder you can aim for. Not only it is important to know the next rung, but it is also very, very important how much time you need to spend on that particular rung of the ladder, right? How much time you need to spend on that particular rung of the ladder so that you can claim yourself for the next rung of the ladder. Claim your position, claim your candidature. You agree with me or no? I hope I'm not boring you. And chances might be that the next rung of the ladder may not require the same skill what you are having. Right? So that is also very important, that to understand what is the kind of the kind of skills you need to hone to claim your position for the next rung of the ladder. And so it also reminds me that it's very, very important key. You have a innate desire to learn. Inflation, you know na? What is inflation? Reducing power of money to buy the same thing again, right? Same ही है ना? हमारी ना स्किल सेट ना जो क्रेडेंशियल है, स्किल्स की भी इन्फ्लेशन होती है. The technologies which were in demand 5 years ago may not be in demand down the line, 5 years down the line. So it's very important to keep upgrading your skill. Keep sharpening your sword, because that is what will keep you in the business, right? We can't kind of choose a skill or choose a technology and wait for the success come to us. No, success comes to us because of us, right? What we do. I think I must shift to the tech space why we are here, Jack Kilby. We are in blockchain. And what inspires us for blockchain, like to work in blockchain, because blockchain is not something, a disruptive technology. No, I would say it is a myth. समझ लगा कि blockchain एक disruptive technology है, which has the potential to come up with the low-cost solution and disrupt the existing business model. So I would like to maybe throw some light on, what is blockchain. Not very tech heavy, but drawing a parallel between the pattern of evolution of technologies. The moment we think of blockchain, what we think of? What is the first name comes to our mind? Bitcoin, है ना? Am I right? People relate to blockchain cryptocurrency. However, crypto or Bitcoin is the only one of the 999 application of the blockchain. Then what is blockchain? And blockchain is a foundational technology. It's not a disruptive technology. And if we look at the history, any foundational technology, for it to get into the mainstream, it's a process of like 10, 20 or 50 or 30 odd years. And we can, draw the parallel between the evolution of the TCP/IP. And then kind of like I would like to give you the thought process to kind of make your own kind of decision on that. TCP/IP came into existence, was invented in 1972. And the simple use case was an email for the US research departments. That was the first time TCP/IP came into existence. What was happening on the parallel in blockchain? Blockchain came into existence in 2008, I would say, right? When the Bitcoin was invented. At the time of TCP/IP evolution, the telecom companies were operating on kind of socket switch, circuit switch kind of infrastructure, where you have to pre-establish the connections in order to make any call happen, right? So that used to be the way how the telecommunication was operating at that point of time. And telecom companies had invested billions of dollars to put together that kind of infrastructure, and they kind of look at TCP/IP with a lot of skepticism. Like, what is this like? How can you believe that data can be kind of put together into a bundled into a packet, and the address can be put on that packet, and they float it into a network which can find its source or like the destination. Nobody was ready to accept that part. But gradually what happened? Companies like HP, Silicon Graphics in the mid-80s, they started doing some internal experiments with the TCP/IP. They built some tools so that they can leverage the benefits of this technology. Taking the email to the next step, they built the internal networks, communication networks. And that way they realized the importance and the benefits of the technology. And then came the invention of WWW, World Wide Web. And that was the turning point in the evolution of TCP/IP technology. So what happened? The moment the WWW, World Wide Web was innovated, a lot of companies who provided the plumbing, kind of like software or maybe hardware solutions, they started coming up. I'm talking about the companies like Amazon, which sold the books online. I'm talking about companies like Netscape, which revolutionized the browsers. And that led to the kind of invention of the coming of the Google, Skype, which completely transformed the communication part. So I will wrap up quickly because it took me maybe another 5 minutes. But so there is I would say like there are 2 factors which are very important to understand that how technology evolves. One is the degree of novelty, how novel a technology is for a common man to understand, and degree of complexity, the kind of ecosystem support you need for that technology to come into the hands of the common man. So blockchain and passive Web3 technologies are at the forefront of now the same kind of revolution. But my kind of suggestion or question or maybe recommendation to you will be whether you guys can be the Kilby of the future, the Kilby of a blockchain, which can revolutionize this technology, because all it is waiting for the kind of like single decentralized identities, or maybe the www of Web3 world. So can you guys take home maybe one good thought, whatever you like, and try to aspire to become the Kilby of future? So with that, I will thanks once again to all the management and for having me here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. And I'm sure with your inspiring words, we will definitely have the next Kilby coming from the Vertos of LPU. Ladies and gentlemen, may I now request Mr. Harsh Diwan, GTM Lead Warehousing and Distribution, to please join us on stage. Please give him a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. At Quantify, Mr. Harsh Diwan leads the go-to-market function for warehousing and distribution business. He brings with him a close to 15 years of experience in the fast-moving consumer good and beverage industry. He's been working in various roles in sales, analytics, and consulting. He's proven success stories for working with Fortune 500 companies in beverage industries like Coca-Cola, Diageo, solving problems through data analytics. He holds an MBA in marketing and bachelor's degree in computer science. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting to you Mr. Harsh Diwan from Quantify. All yours, sir.
Thank you, and good afternoon, everyone. Great. So there is still a little bit of energy left. So I was reviewing the list of papers that were there that have been shortlisted, the 632 odd papers, and there was one very interesting theme that was coming out. They were talking about machine learning, deep learning, neural networks. And this is a conference on computer science, right? It's not a statistical conference. So you're getting the gist, right? 3 years ago, maybe the themes would have been a little different, maybe very different. But now we are sitting here in a conference of computer science talking primarily about AI. So we are at a very interesting point in our history. In the past 75 years, we've gone from the information age to the digital age, and we are now possibly standing at the age of AI. But why is this buzz around AI now? AI has been there for a very long time. It's been there, the term has been there since the late 1950s.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would request you to please welcome the Pro-Chancellor, Mrs. Rashmi Mittal, among us. It's an honor to have you, ma'am. All yours, sir.
Thank you, and welcome to ma'am. So we were talking about why the buzz around AI now. It's been the terminology has been there since the 1950s. In fact, neural networks as a theory has been there since the 50s. Linear regression has been there for the past 200 years. So why now? There are 3 things which you need to understand why AI has come to the forefront now. 1, sophisticated algorithms. 2, the vastness of data, which wasn't there. And 3, the computational power. And we didn't really have any of these 3 together till the last decade. Now that we have these 3, AI is evolving at an amazing pace. We are all talking about ChatGPT, right? GPT-3, to give you a context, came out 3 years ago, and it was trained on 12.5 billion parameters. And GPT-4, which came out in March, just 2 months back, it is trained on 1 trillion parameters. And such a massive leap in capability would not have been thinkable at all till a few years back. Now today, businesses are also picking up AI. They're also adopting AI at a scale never seen before. So you look at any industry, you look at shipping, you look at logistics, you look at telecom, healthcare, consumer goods. They are all adopting AI at a scale never seen before. I'd like to give you a few examples, some very interesting examples. I hope you will relate with some of them. But before I give an example, one question to the audience, and I won't at least judge you on that. Can anyone tell me which is the company that owns the brand Budweiser? I won't judge you on that. Okay, no one? Okay, so there's a company called Anheuser-Busch AB InBev. They own the brand Budweiser. And they have been actually one of the pioneers in adoption of AI, especially in the consumer goods and the beverage industry. In fact, they've adopted AI across operations, right, including into sales. One of the very interesting use cases which AB InBev uses for all the bottles in the bottling plant, they use computer vision to check them for defects, check them for any cracks, any chips during the bottling process. And they also use AI, including in areas such as selling. Another company which needs no introduction, maybe AB InBev needs a little introduction. Can anyone tell me what company is this? Coca-Cola. Now, do you know Coca-Cola uses machine learning in sales? Sales is driven by machine learning at Coca-Cola. Every day, 10,000 sales associates or salesmen of Coca-Cola North America use the recommendations provided by an ML engine to determine what is the product they need to sell and at what quantity they need to sell into a convenience store. Imagine that. We're doing it every day and they've done it for the past 4 years. So this is where we are at when it comes to AI adoption in the industry. Even this little thing, there's an ML algorithm saying that LPU you need to push so many cases of Coca-Cola. And that's now, it's not science fiction. The third example I'd like to talk to you about is ChatGPT. I mean, that's been the buzz, that's been the rage for the past 1 year. But are you aware that ChatGPT companies can actually own their own instance of ChatGPT, own their oon version of ChatGPT. And a lot of companies have actually got multi-year programs to incorporate, to absorb ChatGPT into their ecosystem. Some of the very low-hanging fruits which they're looking at, they're creating chatbots to answer HR queries. But the HR folks should be too worried about that. They have a lot of other things to deal with. They're using their own versions of ChatGPT to generate dynamic content for their websites. So that's where we are at when even ChatGPT is being adopted by the industry. And if any of you are interested in financial, I don't know, this is mostly a technical audience, but I don't know if any of you have heard about Bloomberg. Anyone? So Bloomberg has also got its own version of GPT called Bloomberg GPT. And it's trained on their own proprietary data. So you can imagine, investment bankers are getting a little jittery right now, right? So such is the speed at which AI is expanding, and there was a report by the World Economic Forum a couple of days back, which some of you might have read. It said that AI will create 69 million jobs over the next 5 years. That is 5% of all the jobs we have right now. It is going to create an entire industry in 5 years. It also said that, it also spoke about 83 million job losses, but these are again primarily low-skill jobs and they were anyway at risk. But the point is that these 69 million jobs in AI, and it's not going to be just replica of it's not going to be one job description, copied 69 million times. It's not going to be that. It's going to be very, very different. It requires a lot of competencies. And in fact, a lot of businesses get wrong because they think that it's only a single set of competencies which people require to create an AI, to adopt AI. So there are two AIs you have to think of. So there are two aspects to AI you have to think of. One is the research aspect, and then is the applied aspect. The research aspect is your data scientists, your machine learning experts. These are the guys who are very, very, they do the research, they're very well versed in statistics and all that. And they're the ones who build and improve upon the algorithms. But the applied side of AI, and that's where businesses focus on, requires a team effort. It's a team game, it's like football. Right? In football, you've got a goalkeeper, you've got a defender, you've got a center forward, you've got an offense, right? So similarly, in applied AI, you need to have, so we can broadly define it into 4 different kind of skill sets or 4 different kind of roles that you have in applied AI. So what are your machine learning engineers? And these are the guys who actually program, build, and train and deploy the ML modules. So you can consider them as your center forwards. Then you have cloud engineers who work with cloud service providers. You would have heard of Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud, to develop and manage cloud-based solutions for businesses and organizations. And then you have the goalkeepers, as I call them, the data engineers who build and maintain the data pipelines which are integral to working with big data and to work with technologies like Hadoop, Spark, and NoSQL. So I'm sure a lot of you guys would actually already be working on some of this, right? And then we also have a very interesting role, the role which kind of glues all this together. It's the role
Recording
of
in progress.
These are the guys who act as a bridge between business and technical. So they're not fully technical, but they have an idea of business. They identify the business problems and opportunities where AI can make an impact. And then they will work with the technical teams to design and implement those solutions. So the opportunities in AI are immense. And for our young friends in the audience, you guys are at the right place at the right time. If one goes by what Jeff Hinton, who's the father of AI, and you would have heard about him recently because he just left Google, what he's saying about AI evolution, in the next 20 to 30 years, AI will become equivalent to human thinking. And it is you guys sitting over here who will be overseeing and seeing some of these changes, because 20 to 30 years out, I'm sure some of you would be leading AI-driven organizations, and you will be overseeing these generational changes in AI. So I wish you all the best, and I hope to see you on the other side soon. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. And we are very sure we will see you on the other side very soon. Ladies and gentlemen, please give him a huge round of applause. Indeed, that was a very mesmerizing talk. They say flowers represent humility, tenderness, and emotions. Emotions of warmth, emotions of welcome, and emotions of gratitude. To pay our reverence and express our gratitude to our worthy Pro-Chancellor, Mrs. Rashmi Mittal, may I please request our respected Vice-Chancellor, Dr. Preeti Bajaj, and Pro-Vice-Chancellor, Dr. Laviraj Gupta, to please come forward and welcome ma'am with a bouquet of flowers. Ladies and gentlemen, please give her a round of applause. Ma'am, we are truly honored for you to spare time and be with us. Ladies and gentlemen, she's an eminent educationist, administrator, and an academician. She is a visionary leader and carries varied experience of teaching and leading teams beyond excellence. That is Mrs. Rashmi Mittal, the worthy Pro-Chancellor of lovely Professional University. Ladies and gentlemen, please give her a huge round of applause. May I now request our esteemed dignitaries, the Pro-Chancellor ma'am, VC ma'am, Dr. Laviraj Gupta, Professor Mikhail, Dr. Valiappan Raju, Dr. Harsh Diwan, and Sri Vikram Singh to please come on the stage for the lamp lighting ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, can we please welcome them with a huge round of applause? They say light is a symbol of life, brightness, and prosperity. And today, as we stand here for till be 100, the kindling of the lamp
Recording stopped.
Thank you so much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, a huge round of applause for Dr. Harsh Diwan. It's been an honor, sir, for you to take out your time and give us this talk. We really look forward to having you back on campus. I request Sri Vikram Singh to please come forward and express accept a token of gratitude and reverence from our side. We are indeed pleased to have you here, sir. On behalf of the entire family and fraternity of Lovely Professional University, kindly accept our gratitude. May I now request Dr. Yana to please join us on stage. I would also request Dr. Oleg to please join us and accept our gratitude for your presence here. Ladies and gentlemen, please give them a huge round of applause. The keynote speakers of today, Dr. Yana. It's an honor to have you among us, ma'am. This Kilby 100 owes a lot to you. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, please give her a huge round of applause. Who mesmerized us with his Hindi and Punjabi, Dr. Oleg. Ladies and gentlemen, please give him a huge round of applause. May I also request Dr. Smagno Azimi to please join us on stage and accept our gratitude for gracing Kilby 100. It is a moment of honor to have each one of you come forward and accept our gratefulness for each one of you being here. We are extremely grateful for your contribution, for your time, for your effort, for making Kilby 100 a huge success. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together. Give Dr. Smagno Azimi a huge round of applause for sparing time and being with us at lovely Professional University at Kilby 100 for the 7th International Joint Conference on Computing Sciences organized by the School of Computer Science and Engineering, LPU, in association with Southern Federal University, Russia, and Mizantep University, Ethiopia. Ladies and gentlemen, with that, we would like to express our thank you to each one of you being present here, to our guests, to our chief guests, to our dignitaries, to our scholars and researchers, and especially the organizing committee. This Kilby 100 we owe to each one of you. And as said by our distinguished guests, that we need to look for our problems right around us. With a small chip, we can revolutionize the world, and we look forward that with Kilby 100, we are going to come forward and revolutionize the world. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. May I request each one of you to give yourself a huge round of applause. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you, sir. It's an honor to have you among us today. Ladies and gentlemen, I would request you to please give them a standing ovation with a thundering applause. Thank you so much, ma'am, for your time and effort. It really means a lot to us. The applause should not stop, boys and girls. I would also like to thank all the heads of school, the coordinators of school, the heads of department, the aspiring scholars, the dignitaries from industry, all the researchers, academicians who've come together from across
बच्चे भी मदद करती नंबर लेना है क्या जी डायग्राम कहना ट्रेन ना बच्चे खलारा पाते हैं आज तो ज्यादा ही डबल
वायर भी कर ले येलो कलर